Welcome everyone to the next video from the Heritage Goals team. Last night, dear viewers, those with a passion for gambling must have been the most miserable people on the planet, because during one crazy weekend evening, nearly all the favorites were defeated by the underdogs. First, we have to talk about Manchester United. Frankly, it's not surprising that the Red Devils lost to Brentford right after a win against Chelsea. Since Ruben Amorim took charge, the Old Trafford side hasn't managed to win 2 consecutive Premier League matches. This statistic, which seems like a joke, made those who always doubted Manchester United fear that they would stumble against Brentford. The Bees haven't been great this season either, after saying goodbye to coach Thomas Frank, who went to Tottenham, and Brian Mbeumo, who went to Manchester United themselves. The departure of their best general and one of their best soldiers left the Bees struggling. Yet, a disorganized squad like that still found a way to give the Manchester United players a nightmare, and their fans, as usual, were frustrated, asking themselves why they could love such a bad club. Brentford started enthusiastically amidst the fervent support at the G-Tech Community Stadium. In the 9th minute, Igor Thiago broke the offside trap, raced down, and smashed a powerful volley into the high near corner to open the scoring. Centre-back Harry Maguire was at fault for pushing up too slowly and getting caught by the offside trap, then failing to retreat quickly enough. The early goal caused even more disarray in the Manchester United defense. Just over 10 minutes later, Kevin Schade broke down the wing and shot from a tight angle, forcing goalkeeper Andre Onana to parry the ball, setting up striker Thiago to tap in the rebound and complete his brace. Both goals came from the exact same scenario. The Red Devils' defense looked like they were just standing there to fill the spaces, as the 3 center-back system was completely undone by simple through balls down the flanks. If goalkeeper Andre Onana hadn't been outstanding, Manchester United's net would have been breached more than twice. In an inferior position, Manchester United could only rely on their opponent's mistakes. In the 26th minute, Patrick Doucouré delivered a tricky cross that flustered goalkeeper Callum Mackenzie-Lyle, who fumbled and punched the ball away. It took striker Benjamin Sesko 3 consecutive shots to finally reduce the deficit to 1-2. This was the Slovenian striker's first goal for the Red Devils. In the second half, United's best chance came in the 71st minute when centre-back Nathan Collins pulled down Brian Mbeumo in the box. Referee Craig Pawson pointed to the penalty spot and booked the Brentford captain with a yellow card. This decision was controversial, as Collins had denied a clear goal-scoring opportunity and made no attempt to play the ball, arguably deserving a red card. The VAR review took over 3 minutes, but ultimately upheld the original decision. As Bruno Fernandes prepared to take the shot, Brentford made repeated substitutions to run down the clock, forcing the United captain to wait over 4 minutes before taking his kick. The pressure was immense. Bruno struck the ball low to the right, but Mackenzie-Lyle flew across to save it. This was his second penalty miss this season, following a failure against Fulham on August 24th. In the final minutes, Manchester United's defeat became even more humiliating. Another counterattack, and once again their defense turned into a clown show. The visiting team's defenders could only watch helplessly, as Matthias Jensen sealed a 3-1 victory for Brentford with a long-range thunderbolt. It would be truly bizarre if Ruben Amorim were still on the Manchester United bench by the end of next weekend, because if a club expected to be in a relegation battle like Brentford can thrash the Red Devils, then anyone can beat them. And what confidence can a coach who has only delivered 32 points in 35 games inspire? The most hurt must surely be the Manchester United fans. They were too accustomed to the glory years under Sir Alex Ferguson, and now they are tortured by slow, uninspired football match after match. Witnessing the Red Devils' bitter defeat, many praised Chelsea for being kind the week before, accepting a loss to save coach Amorim's job for the 18 other clubs. However, just a few hours after Chelsea took to the field, people realized with astonishment that the Blues might actually be that bad, not just acting. Chelsea started well with an opening goal from Enzo Fernandez in the 24th minute. However, Trevor Chalobah's red card early in the second half flipped the script. This was the second consecutive game that the Stamford Bridge side had to play with 10 men. Brighton capitalized on their numerical advantage to surge forward fiercely. The Seagulls pressed, creating 8 chances, 3 of which were on target, and all 3 became goals. Before the pivotal goal from Maxime Ziekeeper, veteran striker Danny Welbeck brought the game back to parity with a header. It was the former Manchester United star who completed his brace in the final minute of injury time to seal a stunning victory for the visitors. In the 90+2 minute, a ball was whipped into the Chelsea box. Matt Clark headed the ball down to Maxime Zkeeper, who headed it in from close range to put Brighton ahead 2-1. The little time remaining wasn't enough for the home team to turn the tide. Chelsea even conceded a third goal in the 90+10 minute. The 2025 Club World Cup champions suffered a second consecutive defeat in the Premier League and their third consecutive loss against Brighton in all competitions. The dismal result leaves Enzo Maresca's side stuck in 7th place with 8 points, 2 points behind 4th place Tottenham, having played one more game. The next giant to suffer a bitter defeat to an underdog was Liverpool. It's hard to believe that the club that had been undefeated all season was so troubled by Crystal Palace. Traveling to Selhurst Park for the 6th round of the Premier League, Liverpool lined up in their familiar 4-2-3-1 formation. With young striker Adebayor suspended, coach Carlo Ancelotti was forced to put his faith in Isaac as the main striker. Supporting him was a creative and unpredictable attacking trio of Wisso, Busquets line, and Egyptian star Mohamed Salah. These names were expected to help the Reds maintain their perfect start to the season. However, in the 9th minute, Liverpool suffered a huge shock. In a goalmouth scramble in front of Alisson's net, Palace striker Zaha appeared at the right moment, firing a quick and accurate shot to give the home side the lead. The early goal was a cold shower on the Reds' ambition to take all 3 points, forcing them to push their line higher in search of an equalizer. The subsequent script was not easy for the visitors. Although Liverpool increased the pressure and held more possession, it was Palace who created the clearer, more dangerous chances. Their counterattacks were so sharp that if it hadn't been for the brilliance of goalkeeper Alisson and the help of the post, Zaha's net could easily have been rattled at least one more time before the break. The first half ended with tension hanging over Scott's players. Entering the second half, Liverpool had nothing to lose and poured all their resources into attack. Passes were quicker and more direct. Salah and Busquets' line repeatedly tried their luck with long-range shots, while Ismail battled against Palace's packed defense. However, for most of the second half, the home team's goal remained intact, making the Reds fans increasingly worried. Their wait was finally rewarded in the 87th minute. Chiesa, a player who frequently delivers crucial goals when coming on as a substitute, once again played the super sub role. Following a smooth combination on the flank, Chiesa made an intelligent run and fired a decisive shot past the Palace goalkeeper, bringing the game back to parity to the sheer joy of the away fans. As the clock ticked into the final minute of injury time, many believed the teams would share the points, but tragedy unexpectedly struck Liverpool in the 90+7 minute. Palace was awarded a long throw-in, launching the ball deep into the penalty area. The Reds' defense fumbled the clearance, and Nketiah, the former Arsenal striker, appeared at the perfect moment to calmly strike the ball past Alisson, scoring the decisive goal. Selhurst Park erupted in cheers from the crowd, while the Liverpool players were stunned to see their hopes of earning a point vanish in an instant. The match ended with a dramatic 2-1 victory for Crystal Palace. Liverpool suffered their first defeat of the 2025-2026 Premier League season, ending their 5-match winning streak. Despite the bitter loss, Coach Slot's side maintained the top spot with 15 points, while Palace, with their spectacular win, climbed to second place with 12 points, becoming a formidable challenger in the leading pack. Concluding the stunning weekend of upsets for the Gamblers was Real Madrid's utterly convincing defeat. As soon as the referee blew the whistle to start the match, Atletico Madrid immediately displayed their characteristic fierce playing style. The home players poured forward in a relentless attack, creating suffocating pressure that rattled Real Madrid's defense. The opening minutes passed in high tension, with Courtois' goal constantly under threat. However, the resilience of the Spanish royal team quickly showed. After a few stunned minutes, coach Xabi Alonso's players began to regain their rhythm. They gradually organized sharp counterattacks, making the audience at the Metropolitano hold their breath at the danger posed by star forwards Mbappe and Vinicius. Just as Real was building momentum, the turning point unexpectedly occurred. In the 14th minute, Giuliano Simeone delivered an accurate cross from the right wing. Center-back Lenormand leaped higher than everyone else and headed the ball powerfully past Courtois, opening the scoring for Atletico. The entire stadium exploded in cheers, leaving Real Madrid trailing early on. Yet, the composure of an experienced team helped Real recover quickly. Just 11 minutes later, Arda Güler delivered a perfect through ball for Mbappe to break through with terrifying speed. The French striker went one-on-one with the goalkeeper and finished accurately, equalizing for the visitors at 1-1. Silence fell over the stands, as Atletico hadn't even fully celebrated before conceding the goal. Real didn't stop there, and surged further ahead. In the 36th minute, Vinicius performed a skillful solo run, beating two defenders simultaneously before passing the ball perfectly to Juller, who simply tapped it into the net to give Real a 2-1 lead. The Whites' transformation demonstrated their terrifying ability to turn a match around. But the dramatic script wasn't over. As the first half entered the 3rd minute of injury time, Koke crossed the ball into the box. Young center-back Houston misjudged the flight of the ball, allowing Sola to ghost in and head home from close range, leveling the score at 2-2 for Atletico. The half ended with a heart-stopping dramatic scene, truly characteristic of a fiery Madrid derby. After the break, Atletico continued to show their tenacity. In the 51st minute, another turning point occurred. Arda Güler committed a dangerous high-kick foul, hitting Nico Gonzalez's head inside the box. The referee did not hesitate to point to the penalty spot. Julian Alvarez calmly stepped up and struck the ball decisively past Courtois, increasing the home team's lead to 3-2. That goal injected immense confidence into Atletico. Just 14 minutes later, Alvarez shone again with a spectacular free kick. The ball curled over the wall and flew straight into the Real net. Courtois dived at full stretch but couldn't make the save. The 4-2 scoreline stunned the visitors, while the home fans roared with excitement. Despite putting all their energy into the remaining minutes, Real remained helpless against Atletico's compact defense and fiery spirit. Not only did they fail to score again, but they also suffered another cold shower. In the 4th minute of injury time, substitute Griezmann fired an accurate shot to seal a resounding 5-2 victory for Atletico Madrid. The derby concluded with a bitter disappointment for Real. The gap to Barcelona is now only 2 points, and they have played one more game. Conversely, Atletico were ecstatic, climbing to 4th place with 12 points, narrowing the gap to Real to just 6 points. This truly was a crazy night, where Atletico exploded and Real Madrid sank into bitterness. A weekend round where 4 giants were toppled, leaving fans reeling. From England to Spain, the footballing behemoths of Europe all dropped points, sowing disappointment for millions of supporters. People will surely talk about this weekend for a long time as one of the most bizarre and chaotic moments football has ever witnessed.